And of course, we'll have the Sovas on both sides because Descent, so kind of need him here. Very prevalent in some crazy arrow spots, so going to be wanting to put that down. But it is time, ladies and gentlemen, to get into our first round. Let's get to it. Let's find out, can ANDBOX take down the Titans in 100 Thieves, or is 100 Thieves going to be able to take them down and move right on into the next stage?
Oh, fuck.
ANDBOX straight out the gate.
Hey, new overlays.
Set up standard here. Killjoy over towards B main, but also the focal point over inside of A for the time being. There's some smokes down now as they try to find some space on site, but this is acting fast in the pistol round. Modern's already worked his way out of sight. He's got a nice shot working for Tree, but Nitro through the smoke claims 2 of his own. No spike control now as they're going to need to try and get that down. No true rotation from the KJs just yet either.
Boy with some good forward positioning, but there's still a problem over by the door lever here. Boy has to try and spot it out. He finds it. It's Nitro, and he goes down, but an immediate response is found from Hiko, and the jump shot from the Classic as well. Take out Boy, bringing this down into a 1v1. Taking a look at Vice here. Trying to maintain control over the situation, but no, Hiko's too quick. Immediately jumps out with the Ghost Clutch there to shut things down. A 3K for him on the pistol, and 100 Thieves get off to a booming start.
Fantastic opening there for 100 Thieves, and already we see the aggressive plays from ANDBOX with this ice wall coming out on the A site. We hadn't seen them use this in the prior matchups in that fashion, but I still really like what they were going for. Try to cut off the tree angle, focus on health, focus on rafters, see what you can get done through that manner.
Take a look at the response working its way in here now from ANDBOX. We are going to see some light investments. Nothing crazy, though, and that aligns pretty well. ANDBOX, for those who caught the previous series against Noble, you'll know that pistols definitely aren't the strong suit for ANDBOX. Them dropping that initial round, not going to be too much of a surprise.
I don't know where to put
it's how
myself.
they look to evolve, especially past round 3, that we really want to focus on here. But the second round, so we're going to try to play these slow, specifically towards B main. The Aldrone will work its way in. Spot out Ye, tag onto him as well. It's going to force him back. Seems to have killed most of the aggression, but maybe not. We've got a couple players re-entering into main now and starting to lurk their way in, and this is happening at a good time as Asuna is potentially being caught moving away as well. However, looking at ANDBOX here, the possibilities are still open. You see pressure working its way into Cat 2. Still shutting down both of those players immediately. That was 7. Boy get knocked out without too much of an issue. Mata has much better luck over here at the B main entry point as he's able to take down Nitro.
Been a great anti-eco so far from 100 Thieves. ANDBOX simply can't find the frags. Able to take down Nitro, and that'll do some semblance of damage to the economy, but as long as 100 Thieves are able to clean up the rest of these frags, it should be fairly straightforward. Vice works his way out. He'll find another one for his troubles, but Hiko, once again, quick to the trigger, seals the deal in that second round.
Business as usual here within our first 2 rounds. Now it's time to see what ANDBOX have to show us. Big investments working their way in. Obviously, we'll have the slight bonus investment here from 100 Thieves. Even the players that are forced to rebuy don't look like they're going to super aggressively buy down here, going for full kits inside of this one. So they'll obviously be in grid straits for the 4th round should they end up dropping this bonus. We'll have it in front of them here. Important to note, guys, we are still on 2.05 right now. That means the Bucky nerf has not taken effect as of yet here, and we're still more than likely going to see quite
good idea.
prevalence in that
Put it
play.
up here.
On the opening to the rifle round here, the buy round now for both of these teams. 100 Thieves obviously a little worse for wear, winning those 2 initial rounds. So they're going to have some Spectres as well as a Bulldog along for the ride. We'll see how this works out for them. But still going to have Steel here on the B site. Now we'll
I'm getting there. Slowly but surely, I'm getting there.
Some pressure on the back end, but 100 Thieves giving them nothing. Steel able to kill the run
Slowly.
it back. Still has pressure towards main as they're finally crossing in. The hot hands with a nice play. Able to assist Jay, cleaning up that space, and they have full control of B as the spike starts to go down.
Utility just too overwhelming for Steel and no chance to back out of there either, so just has to take the death in kind. At least was able to counter out the run it back, but unfortunately only the ult being taken down for his troubles on the inside of Hut there. Seb with a nice pick against Asuna as the rest of 100 Thieves try to rotate their way back in. Nitro will find a good opener, but the problem is Mata still has control of the market stairs and now the actual pit stairs here too, as he's going to try to rotate himself into a position to shut down Nitro. We'll get it done. There's a good exchange from Hiko, but it matters not. 3 more players from ANDBOX still up, ready to trade that, and it'll be Ye to get the final kill as ANDBOX jump on the board here on 100 Thieves' bonus round.
Fuck.
Solid stuff from ANDBOX. I mean,
This is a
everything
lot harder
obviously
than it
going
looks.
off without a hitch, along with the ice boost to cover the back of B and the flood towards Boathouse. I mean, you gotta love a lot of the things that went on here for
Got it.
ANDBOX. They've never really having a chance, just too much pressure. But we'll have to see once they're able to get their own buy around what they're able to produce. I think that just the limitation inside of the firearms here really held them back from what they wanted to do.
It did change up on the last second there on the buys for 100 Thieves, so Steel's actually not going to be in the greatest position. He'll end up having to go all the way down towards a Bucky. I think while some other players are going to be missing utility here too, as you can see, most notably on Asta there. But on defense shouldn't be the end of the world. As you can see, he still has great capability to swing out into the open there. Takes down his doppelganger on the other side. Mata going down first in this round, but it's all just poking for info at this point. They do have the spike on that side of the map, but it seems that the players over here at A main have made a lot more forward momentum, having the peek into main, trying to bait something out from Ethan or another member of 100 Thieves on the site. But so far, 100 Thieves not taking the bait on that, and all this posturing, just giving time for Steel to, I'll do that. Wrap around the corner, get a quick headshot off onto Boy. Asta shuts down the other player on the B side of the map too, but Steel doesn't necessarily expect there to be a second player holding at main, so Seb is going to be able to at least get the trade.
It's been a great round so far from 100 Thieves as he continued to shut down ANDBOX every step of the way. No one able to make it through either mains on either side of the map. Instead, they've now defaulted just a mid take, trying to work their way up. And I really hope that you guys can see, because I cannot.
Yeah,
We're back.
To get that real quick, and there we go. Just a momentary glitch, but we're all good. We're back now, folks. With 20 seconds left, couldn't have come back at a better time either. 100 Thieves looking to seal the deal on their third round here. ANDBOX trying to vie for something, but with 15 seconds left, this is going to be a tough push, and more importantly, a rush
Wow, they're
push.
playing it so safe. Holy.
Paranoia coming out from Nitro. Not really a winner here. He's not going to be able to find full contact, but at least he gets the angle
So
advantage. They're
safe.
traded out by Vice. Really no time left.
Good.
Not going to be able to get that spike down on the ground. We'll have to take the L and try to stay alive here. But even that, not possible. Asna going to be able to take him down. 100 Thieves reassert control over the match on their rebuy.
That's the early contacts right now from ANDBOX, just not working into their favor. Asuna too good inside of B main for the time being. We'll see if they can try and work their way around this, but as of right now, quite difficult to try and combat.
And those Buckies still coming into effect due to the fact that we are on 2.05 here, but a great hold from 100 Thieves as they pick up their third round overall here, and that's going to put ANDBOX on pretty much an immediate eco round. We can see it's light buy. Some players not even upgrading from their classics, and they were only able to buy towards utility, but despite that, winning
Get the shit off my screen.
over at B main, a 2-for-1 trade back there. Steel and Ethan both going down. You're still going to have Nitro deep in the site and some aggression coming out there from Pico. The Hunter's Fury netting him one pick. We've got Asna playing aggressively as well. And that's going to be able to line them up one more frag here. So 100 Thieves looking to quickly get aggressive to reassert control over the situation. And it seems that that plan has worked. Seb, though, Whistler right up on the Hiko. And he doesn't
The
even
other
suspect
stuff, though.
it.
Get rid of the
Shuts him
other
down.
stuff.
That's full mid control suddenly in the hands of ANDBOX. But a challenger now approaching from the mid gates here. Asna ready to try and shut it down. He's got to be careful. Seb now having an upgraded weapon to work with here. So it'll be Phantom V, Phantom Boy. Still down on a classic and without much HP to bargain with here either. We'll have to try his best to stay alive and work into the site.
Cover going out.
This round's already a win for ANDBOX in their book. Eco round, able to get a rifle out as well as 2 ults away from 100 Thieves. This is so big for them. They still have an opportunity to win it as well.
Dead.
Working through main gates. Asuna here.
left.
Oh, the trigger discipline. The big brain. He knows they're both here. He lines it up. And it's 2 quick shots. Asuna seals it up once again here in round 5.
Important to note, though, as Stokes had mentioned, that still a lot of damage being done. A lot of rebuy is going to be forced out here. At least in Hiko's case, bringing him down to a point where he's actually going to probably end up needing a drop from one of his teammates. You're only 2,700 after the shield purchase, so definitely putting a dent. Not going to completely destroy them, obviously, as we'll still be going into a full gun round here on the 5th, but putting them in a much better position to be immediately broken if ANDBOX finds repeated success on the upcoming round here. But it's been tough so far. 100 Thieves have been finding advantages very often in the early rounds. Some aggression from Asuna as an example.
They got
towards
owned.
B main. We're going to see him and Hiko pull off the same thing, it looks like, back at A main this time as well. We have another player coming in to assist on that too, but Not getting much in terms of sound intel or anything from the other side of this one. They obviously don't want to push into it if they'll leave themselves overexposed. They're waiting for the paranoia assist to come in from Nitro back at Tree also. Seb's smart about that though. Oh, it's like it's Ping that is anyway. Here we go.
Hello?
In the field. Oh, and despite the paranoia going out, Ethan able to dodge.
I don't know,
it,
ANDBOX. I don't know what you guys are doing.
And 100 Thieves really
Ain't looking
asserting
good.
control over the site. ANDBOX is trying to move their way in on Cat to make up for this, but at the same time, you still have window and garden control really well asserted for 100 Thieves. That also fails, bringing it all down to Vice.
Oh, they fell right into the trap 100 Thieves had laid for them. 4 people on A's site with the Killjoy by her lonesome on B for 100 Thieves, and it works out for them. Even though we saw the spike over towards B main, they still try to swing it back, but before KJ can even cross through her own spawn, all of Vice's friends are dead. He's now alone, has to try and figure this one out. He's back towards mid after rotating back over towards B lobby area, working his way onto Tree now. And he's got plenty of utility to try and fight a lot of these different situations. But the issue right now, obviously, the man advantage.
It'll be fixed soon. Wait.
Try and get these frags.
What issue is this stream having?
Yeah. So if Cloud9 find it.
What issue is this stream having? That's good.
To the A site, so he'll go down as expected there. 100
audio issues
to reassert control. Take a look at how this all started to downtrend, unfortunately, as that push towards the A main angle ended up working out brilliantly for 100 Thieves, taking full control there. ANDBOX trying to compensate by really putting the pressure onto the inside of Cat, thinking that those A main players would still be out and potentially be forced into a retake position, but wasn't exactly the case. Still had threats inside of garden and other areas near the site, and they were able to deal with the threat just fine. More aggression coming out from 100 Thieves here. Asuna immediately swinging to the inside of main over on the B site, putting the hot hands down too to keep any aggressive repeats from happening towards him, and also getting the one-way assist from his teammates Omen.
They've been using quite a few times, but this time Asuna gonna get aggressive once again with the curveball. Takes down Mata. Overstaying is welcome inside of B main, and it'll be the first blood to 100
I
Thieves
like
back
that Sheriff.
once again.
Looking damn good.
Way too dominant inside
real good.
of the early round.
Looking nice.
Ye and the rest of ANDBOX very grouped up in mid right now, more than likely favoring an A take at this point, as we can see that pressure building up onto Cat, the large majority of them backing up to start working their way over towards A main. So it's primarily just going to be Seb trying to make a play towards Cat, and even he's hesitant for obvious reasons, as he'll need to wait for the rest of his teammates to get in a position closer towards main. They'll be in that spot right now. Lockdown is available here for Vice. That's not it, too. They've got pretty much all of their ults as they get ready to move up to the point here. I'm going to use any of them, though, is the question. Probably not, considering that we're sitting on the eco. That's going to be important to keep in mind for the upcoming round, as Ethan starts to shut down this overall take. Ye, the first to fall. Other players trying to trade it, but just not happening. Seb, the only player to find success over here towards Cat, and now the only player left alive in what is now a 1v4.
Seb getting aggressive, and it's not going to work out for him. Not able to keep the rifle or his life, and 100 Thieves 6-1 right now. Very strong round there, but that's what we expected given the eco. Obviously, ANDBOX having to stack and try and play for as many trades as they can get their hands on, but given the circumstances as of right now, I mean, it's not looking too good.
He got
if you're
sucked
ANDBOX.
and
Economy
darted.
in the
That
dream.
sucks.
They're gonna go for rifles, obviously, on this round, but if they end up losing, what is it worth? I mean, they're going to have to go back to the eco.
Man,
and
these
100
overlays
Thieves will
are
continue
fucked
this
up.
steamroll.
Shows they're all
Very
dead.
treacherous situation.
Now it shows they're all alive.
ANDBOX sitting in a very, very dangerous position indeed. The buy seeming to not help them out that much, failing to make impact, especially when it comes to these first 30 seconds of the round here. So much aggression from 100 Thieves, and ANDBOX seems to have no choice but to bow down to it. Nice curveball coming out. Mata there to try and force back the A main pressure from Ethan, but at the same time, he'll just shut down Barrier Orb. We are going to see the lockdown work its way in here. It'll be held back for a couple of seconds, but that's okay. They need to wait out the time slightly on this defender, on this Killjoy anyway. At the same time, lockdown going to be countered. We'll have a Hunter's Fury come out from the attackers in order to deal with that.
Jesus
Mata gets the entry on the site here too, and they'll actually detain a player still too close to the site as well.
Holy
Gonna go down
fuck.
without much of an issue. 100 Thieves need to play for retake here.
A spike now planted, an opportunity. But
Surprised he
the
didn't
flank
clear that.
already covered Asuna with no chance to try and get that to go off. So now it's down to the rest of 103 Thieves. Hiko, Nitro, and Ethan as they reclaim top space. Actually attempt to work their way onto the site, but it's going to be the split take instead. Still worried about Tree, and And well, should be. You need to worry about that ice wall, but the trades already ensue. Hiko with one, but boy, able to pick up another.
Nice.
It's all down to Hiko, and finally,
shit show.
ANDBOX stand up with a nice execute.
Killjoy
on
ult,
A.
Killjoy ult,
Too much
Sova
control
ult
over the
to counter the
situation
defender
there. The
Killjoy
barrier wall
ult.
working its way down. The
Slow,
cover
slow,
off the
volley.
door. And once that had gone down there, 100 Thieves trying to work their way out primarily from heaven, but just couldn't make the shots happen. And as a result of that, ANDBOX were able to solidify a very solid second round for themselves here as we get ready to move into the ninth. Getting close to the end of the half here. At the same time, ANDBOX trying to wean down that money pool for 100 Thieves. Still going to be looking strong here as we head into the next one, though. All full rifles.
ANDBOX have to continue to roll these rounds together. As you said, they need to do damage to this economy. An attempt to back 100 Thieves off, but it all starts at this moment. They finally got the rifle round. They're equal here. A curveball out is more pressure from 100 Thieves into B main, and yet again, it works in their favor. 2 big frags, as Seb is now the lone man over here on side of B. But it seems as though ult has worked out. Oh, actually, no. Asuna with some info, but he doesn't know exactly where he is. Seb gets one from Boathouse, and he's got strong pressure. Now 100 Thieves actually lacking in the defensive department. It's only Ethan on site for B.
Oh, no.
Needs help from his teammates.
Oh,
Turret out, and
no.
he's getting flooded. Oh, no, it's full B control now for ANDBOX. 100 Thieves have to risk the retake.
The scan so fatal there as it allowed Seb to spam in from the back of the hut. Massive damage going on to him, and the only real player that can stop this plant from going down, eliminated without able to trade out too much damage in the process here. Zeno Steele with a nice re-entry. Vice trying to play aggressively, pays the price.
What was Vice doing?
He's able to eliminate him. Rest of the team
Oh,
working
I gotta
their
go
way
down.
in. Some more spam coming out, and I think it does significant damage to Boy in the process here as well. Hurt will go down, smoke over it. Still managed to get a lock on one of the players, though, and they'll execute upon that. Steele trying to work his way in, but no. Seb gets the better of him, but before going down, Steele was able to grab Boy. Nitro, though,
Why?
immediately destroying Seb. Should leave enough time for the defuse here, as 100 Thieves are going to pick up their 7th.
I'm always down for some omen on omen violence. Some great stuff there from Nitro, but almost a star-studded play from Seb. An ult at the last second gets him.
Man,
into
he was just
Boathouse,
playing
and he's
by
able to actually get
himself,
them a
dude.
strike down. Now,
Just
obviously,
playing by
they ended up
himself.
losing that round, but overall, doing some
That's
harm to 100
crazy.
Thieves and still making money off that plant.
Okay, this
That's
is kind
not
of
the
an
worst thing
expected
in the world,
scoreline
but 100 Thieves
thus far.
definitely still in the lead when it comes to the series.
Much closer for ANDBOX. Once again, that B main pressure just constantly getting the better of them from Asuna as well.
I think they're both
as
pretty
Ethan
expected
here.
scorelines actually so
We're
far.
gonna have to see if they can finally get the better of that one. Slow orb immediately going down will stop any immediate aggression to work its way out there from ANDBOX. But you'll notice a bit of restraint here on the curveball coming in. From Asuna. Trying to work
Flash
their way
hide,
forward,
flash
off the fight
hide.
with both teams, and ultimately
Flash
Mata
hide.
finally going to come out on top of this engagement. That's a big
That was
deal
good.
here. Normally, ANDBOX has been on the losing end of this initial duel. Mata's going to be able to move in. Ye will support from that top window as he's going to self-boost himself up with the barrier orb. However, no one's been able to check stairs as a result of this. The run it back expires. He might have got a quick glimpse of Hiko before it goes down, but Hiko will reveal himself anyway. Steel has the cutoff by spawn route, but still, Mata on point here, immediately trading out these kills and keeping himself in the fight.
Well, there's a Manu one on site to lock it all down. It's got to be
Oh.
Hiko. He goes for the second, but it's Mata.
Nice shot by
before
Mata.
Instead, throws down the
Great.
hot hands, and it's Seb to seal the deal. Mata, what a play. And what an ult exchange from ANDBOX as well. They get the fantastic exchange inside of B main for the first time on offense. And how do they translate that? Well, it's got to be with the run it back and the res from Sage. Some fantastic stuff once again coming from these guys to actually translate that in not only a plant, but a round win. That's exactly what they needed to get the ball rolling.
Some great stuff from Mata. They're finally coming alive when it comes to the early round duel, specifically versus Asuna.
Back to the A main
They
aggression.
have their
B main's
control
not working.
for the early round
Do it.
engagements. Now time to see if they can keep that up here, of course. 100 Thieves not going to take that loss lightly, and immediately we're going to see a shift of positions. Asuna now playing over on Cat, trying to get aggressive in mid instead of the usual B main position that he's been playing up until this point.
Pushing mid. Shit.
Oh, ANDBOX once again at the gates of B.
It's gonna work out well.
I need to work their way in. Spike still all the way in.
They definitely feel it though.
Not necessarily putting themselves in the riskiest position
Yep.
just yet. But speaking of risk, 100 Thieves risk it all, and it's actually not going the way that they wanted it to. Asuna pushes his way all the way up. Cats and Box lie with open arms right at the end of it. Nice opening for them, especially on such a high power fragger for this squad.
Steel waiting for the cutoff here once again, and he might just get it. Yay, walking right into his crosshairs here. Might have an opportunity for a second as well because of the unrestricted mid control. He can just hyper focus on this angle with very little worry in the world. Mata, in the meanwhile, still trying to play for some type of positioning on the inside of the B site, but he's alone, waiting for rotates to work their way over. Steel and Ken, man, lined up, but boy, apparently he's got the better line. He's going to be able to take down Steel instead.
That's annoying.
Regaining that mid control for ANDBOX here as soon as the dart is going to fade away.
The B execute finally comes out, but Hiko with the Hunter's Fury doesn't actually find anybody. Instead, it's Boy and Mata who execute on this site. Not only take out Hiko in the back spawn, but also start the setup for the plant.
No way.
Nitro on stairs, able to find one. Knows where the spike went down as well. He's good for 2. Not able to steal it out just yet. Goes for the smoke immediately. Starts to try and get rid of this spike. Goes for the defuse, but the Hunter's Fury now inside of this 1 versus 1.
He missed the dart.
On the shock dart, but boy,
Nitro's so mad. He's so
really
pissed.
Out in his favor.
The guy didn't even hit the dart.
So well right there, solidifying a very much needed round for ANDBOX, trying to work their way back into this half and solidify a solid scoreline before we get to halftime, which is coming up very, very soon here indeed. Take a look here at Nitro as well. Really on point when it comes to the re-entry, specifically into this
I
site
bet you
here on
Nitro's
B,
pissed
has
about
been
that.
finding multiple multi-frags, but at the same time, we've got a couple members of ANDBOX popping off here. Boy having himself quite the round, and that's right after Mata nearly got himself an ace as well.
fucking
picking up a
missed.
4K a couple rounds back.
Yeah, this feels like a completely different ANDBOX as to what we watched a couple days ago up against Noble, where we saw Ye really popping off and Mata not having the greatest of days. But today does indeed seem to be his day as he continues to find these frags for this squad and open up a lot of different avenues. This time around, though, ANDBOX seemingly want B control. Killjoy gonna have the spike for this one, but mostly strung along the entire map. Could possibly still go for an A push here as Ye's worked his way up catwalk, but nothing favored just yet. Finally, action starts to go
Mata
out.
is
Mata with
carrying these
another
guys.
frag inside of B main.
The Mata Asuna saga continues here in Mata's favor after favoring Asuna for so much of this matchup here. Seems to have flipped quite a bit, and Mata making a serious impact in the early round, reversing their fate from earlier in the half. Aldrin working its way out. It is not going to check the back corner, but there's usually an assumed player to be back there anyway, so likely will be covered. The run it back trying to be used here as an aggressive swing is played on the inside of Cat in a tree, but it's countered pretty much immediately by Steel's utility. So he's actually going to get aggressive, swings out.
Not bad.
He's able
He
to
got one.
catch Mata unawares. Yay, immediately there for the exchange. A lot of the lockdowns get volleyed back and forth there. No one actually getting a hit by it. So Ethan still going to be able to play aggressively from up on top of the rafters box. Countered.
I think
by Boy,
Hiko
however,
missed
and he's
his
gonna
dart.
continue his rampage.
It looked
He
like
shuts
Hiko
down
missed.
Another kill here for his team. Overall, closes out on the round.
So ANDBOX claw back into this one. Wasn't really expecting that when we were at the 6-1
happening over here.
line, but
Yep.
7-4 as of right now.
Jesus, C9 lost for
7-5.
sure.
Assuming that was the last one right there, but we'll have to see in just a split second as we roll you guys through. What I'm assuming is all of this half's action, and we had quite a bit of it, as you can see. As you were talking about earlier, the saga between Mata and Asuna, I want to see how that, it actually works its way through once they switch sides. Are they both going to still try and fight each other in B main? Like, where are these guys going?
It's going to be interesting to see how the second half plays out here as well. It's 100 Thieves attack that I'm very curious to see how
Mata's
this
owning.
pans out. ANDBOX are known for
Keep it
playing a very, very aggressive play style, and 100 Thieves had issues dealing with that, specifically during Masters, because Gen G was bringing something similar to the table. So I'm curious.
That's so funny. I love when that
ANDBOX
happens.
is going to be able to bring that aggressive play style to the table, specifically against 100 Thieves. Obviously, the individual caliber leveling itself up a little bit compared to Noble, their previous opponent.
100 Thieves. Still seemingly sticking to the game plan. Still have Nitro and Hiko over inside of A lobby. Traditionally what we see when they try to start off these offenses. Owl Drone out now as he really needs some intel on the location of these people, but oh no, Hiko with a huge misread here. Doesn't know that someone's inside him. Wine, and he's able to get one. Mata with the curveball now.
No, he got one
but
more.
Oh no.
And he got one,
Four
but
just too strong for KJ.
Yeah, Steel on point with these nano swarms here, fending off multiple players. We saw it in the previous round. We're going to see it again here to deal with the threat in the back being
Nice.
Nice. Playing up close to the
Nice.
personal here on contact from A main, but only able to
Nice.
complete the 1-for-1.
Nice,
Seb.
Seb.
Leave us down into a very
Holy
delicate
shit, let's
situation.
go. All right.
Ultimately,
This
like
game's
ANDBOX
turning around
being
real
able to
quick.
Shut things down in their favor and secure
Shit.
a very important pistol for themselves, potentially guaranteeing the lead here, assuming there are no issues on the second round translation.
I'm telling you, Mata.
Great
Gamer.
stuff there from ANDBOX, especially since 100 Thieves threw everything at A. I mean, nice transfer there for them, and pistols usually do end up being pretty hectic, but that one just seemed to go all of ANDBOX's way. There was really no chance for 100 Thieves to battle back there. Granted, they were able to get some early picks, especially inside of Wine, but they even got caught off guard by that play. So rolling on over into this next round, it's going to be a full save for them. They try to stack and find some frags.
A little bit of info on devices.
This is a
but
full
nothing
save.
major at the end
Classics.
Of the day. Just 100 Thieves trying to gather that with the
They're probably
recon
just gonna
dart
get
force
orbs
back
and
anyone that was
die,
going to try to
pretty
play
much.
aggressively in the actual inside of the
There's
hallway
not much they
here.
can do to win
So
this round. It's
100
just,
Thieves will
it's not
take
gonna
their
happen.
orb,
If it
quickly
does,
back away as they do
then
need
they
to play relatively conjoined here in order to make.
then they
any
just win, I
concerted
guess. I don't know.
effort
Definitely shouldn't happen.
considered
So.
into the site. Boy's gonna get some free info for himself here. Only one player spotted, and actually some problems for Ethan in terms of killing the Al drone. So he gets a second little peek onto the outside of B main before finally losing it to his opponents. We'll go down. However, Boy, ready for the challenge, immediately shutting down Steel. Gonna go for two. You can see Ethan trying to bait him into the angle so his teammates can trade that out, but it's not too successful. Yay with another lineup now with the Ghost here as he takes down.
All right, they got two. Okay, two's better than zero, so.
He's now alone. 1v3 set before him, and remember, this is still an eco round for them, so he'll get overwhelmed very quickly by Mata. That'll be the 7th tying round going on the board here for ANDBOX.
Yeah, that was just rough from the jump for 100 Thieves. There's not much you can really do when it's a full save. You got classics, and everyone's bearing down on you with Spectres.
It was actually looking like they were gonna get. It was looking like they were gonna get no
and
kills.
that's a
So the
really
fact
big
they got
deal.
two
I
is
think
pretty
Hiko
good.
is one of the best in the business when it comes to this Hunter's Fury and just Sova overall. So if you're able to get some ult points in the process of a round that you know you're gonna lose, I mean that's just trying to propel you towards a win. So let's see now that we actually have some money in the bank for 100 Thieves, what they're able to do.
Aggression here from ANDBOX over towards the B main area, and we're going to see the same thing working its way onto the A site as well here. ANDBOX trying to ensure for all capabilities.
Oh, man,
that
ANDBOX
100
has the
Thieves do
setup
try to
for this,
burst their
dude.
way directly into the site.
Oh,
Some unfortunate
no,
timing here, and it's not
dude.
just him as
They
well.
had their
Bryce
fucking
and
utility
Seth
out.
also in the
Oh,
area.
man,
All
they had
three
the
of them
setup.
Going down to just
Oh.
a walk-in entry from
That
100
sucks.
Thieves on Cat.
That
That's
fucking
gonna give them free
blows.
control of the A site, completely unchallenged here by ANDBOX. I don't even really know if they're going to be able to buy for
They
a
were set up
retake
so
here.
well.
Boy having himself the pistol, they might just go
Bummer.
for it considering that this is not a full investment round for all players to get. So I don't know exactly
There's
what
really not
Mike's
much you
looking
can say
like,
about
but
that. That's
already
just a
see
straight.
Jake
That's just
shut down.
literally a
Boy not
bummer.
too far behind either. Zasta's able to find him on the inside of Garden pretty quickly. There you go, 100 Thieves wiping the floor with ANDBOX. But where does that leave them now? Still in position to rebuy here, except for one player.
It's the downside of having a
Should be
Phoenix,
good going into
in
the
my
next
opinion.
round.
Oh, it's such a hard opening for both
Yeah,
of these
Phoenix is good and
squads.
all, but,
The
like,
last
think
thing
if there
we
was a
assumed
breach.
that we were gonna
Oof.
get two triple stacks
You're sitting there
over
in the
near
back, the
tree,
breach
and
flashes,
that's exactly what we
and you
got right
peek.
there. 100 Thieves just forced
You
their
never
way
have
on
to be in
Cat.
that
They
awkward
really wanted to
situation
try
where
and
the
take
first
control
man
of the
in is
tree,
the first
and
man
what do we met
flashing with
All
his
three
gun
ANDBOX
not
members
in
were able to
hand.
kill every
You know what I mean?
single one of them. No trades coming through, and
I like the
able to
characters
flood
that could
onto
flash
site
from the
because
back,
of that fantastic
like Sky,
stop
Breach.
early on inside of that round. But
Even
that's
Yoru,
gonna bode
actually.
well for them for the future. Now we have a Hiko with not only the Hunter's Fury, but also the run it back already on Asuna.
Aldron's out here. Hiko trying to get info. Does spot the one player by Jen. He's got Hunter's
Huge,
Fury ready to follow it up
huge.
here as well.
Very
Should be able to
huge.
find the lock
Value.
on Armada. One final shot just being taken to the inside of Tree. To get one
Oh,
more
my.
tag. Not going to happen. And now the problem is that Hunter's Fury response not really finding the damage it needed to. Only tagging Nitro on the third and final shot right there. The two remaining players from ANDBOX once again forced out of the site, forced out of any attempt to stop this take or at least deal damage to the 100 Thieves roster in the process.
They ran
of it.
Yoru in Korea
But
today?
without really any option to fully commit
Wait, is
themselves
Korea
to a
on the new
retake.
patch?
They are
No
gonna
way,
back up
right?
to mid, start to commit to his
Where are
Steel
they?
knows this. He's already in mid in the meantime here, catching out Ye from top market, shutting him down, leaving only Boy in the fight now.
Man, Boy's gonna attempt to save this rifle if it can be done, but obviously Steel might find it, but I don't even think it's gonna be him first. It might honestly be Ethan, but he's looking the wrong way. towards
Korea's on the new patch.
It's actually
Oh,
gonna be
wow.
Asuna, who's already wrapped back towards
Interesting.
the attacker side spawn.
Wait,
Brings
why?
that one up,
So
and
wait, is
ANDBOX
NA
are not getting away with
is
any
NA and
good.
EU the only people that
The case so
don't
close for ANDBOX
do
to
that?
eventually take the lead away as they switch over to this defensive side, but unfortunately not happening. 100 Thieves getting off to a great start. Info Ping following it up with the Hunter's Fury. The very solid entries working their way to the inside of Cat, and the unfortunate lack of any impact coming in from ANDBOX's own Hunter's Fury there sealed the deal. Didn't leave any chance for those two players left after the chaos to retake whatsoever. Tried to save, but even that was read by 100 Thieves, and we saw that get shut down too. So there's no way to win, unfortunately, in that previous round for ANDBOX, no matter which way they tried to play it. Forcing them onto an eco here. Just going to see a couple upgraded pistols, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's about it. Really, all they can muster at this point. They need to save money and try and save themselves, but that's not going to work out either. Mata, the first one taken down inside of this round, but ANDBOX actually working their way back through mid, able to stay alive for the time being. Yay with a nice frag onto Ethan as well inside of B main, so at least they'll get something for their troubles, but what more they'll get is actually a plant, is all of B control in favor of 100 Thieves. Spike going down, and they still have Nitro at tiles. This is looking so good coming into this.
He's trying to teach Nitro, or Ethan, excuse me, a lesson there. Saying, no, I'm the aggressive Sage. I'm the one who does those boosts. But either way, 100 Thieves going to assert great control. This lockdown really sealing the deal too. Good catches from Nitro as he shuts them all down at the market entry point. 3 players going away. He's going to look for a 4th back over here at spawn route as well. Vice hiding on the inside of a dark cover here, trying to play off of that since he has himself a gun to use here, but not going to work out. Pico's still shutting him down, and 100 Thieves asserting their lead now in double-digit territory.
So ANDBOX were able to find their footing earlier on where a 6-1 score line. Didn't necessarily think they could turn that half around, but they're faced with it yet again. A 3-round lead for 100
It's interesting
Thieves.
how Korea's on
ANDBOX
2.06 and NA and EU and whoever else is on 2.05.
100 Thieves. Inside of these
I wonder why that
obviously
is.
on those eco rounds, it's going to be basically impossible. Obviously,
They probably
you're
just
trying to
don't
get those
care.
frags to harm the economy,
Like the
but,
players don't care, I mean.
It seems as though once they're later into their
It's usually a
half,
player
depending on
thing.
whatever half it is,
It's usually
they're
something you
actually
ask the
able to
players and you
figure
go
out what
like,
their
hey, do
opponent
you guys
team is
want to
doing. So we'll
play
see
on
ANDBOX
free
can
patch?
do it once again
Yes
here.
or no?
This is going to continue to be the same song and the same dance.
Trying to play close here from ANDBOX. This is that aggressive playstyle that I talked about here, trying to use it to get ahead. The run it back immediately working its way out from Mata, but finding very little success aside from 1 to 2 positions for these players. Trying to buy for a repeat, and he even commits to it off of the info from the Owl drone, but not going to work out. Ethan getting the better of Mata out of that situation, giving 100 Thieves the early advantage yet again. You're in a very important round for ANDBOX, starting to fall behind. 100 Thieves getting very close to that penultimate point here. We're only 2 away from 12 at this point. Paranoia working its way out in the meantime for 100 Thieves, but Ethan not really able to find the right to initiate at least onto the first player. He initiates onto him, but the problem is the 2-stack. Always catching players when you double stack in this corner here. So Seb will be able to find the exchange upon that, and overall force back the aggression from ANDBOX, forcing them to go for an A plays. This was all a fake. Nitro's going to be able to port himself in. He still ends up getting caught by Ye after working his way onto the site
So
there.
much utility.
With a quick trade, throws the hot hands onto the ground. Ye's too low to get out of it. Vice as well, though, moving in here very quickly, keeping the pressure on 100 Thieves, disallowing them from getting into a solid post-plant positioning. Last and Steel now having to both play this from the inside of Hell. Dark cover going to block off the one end. They will put their turret down to act as
I feel like I don't believe you guys. I feel like I actually don't believe you guys saying that it's on 2.06.
He wants to. There we go.
You know?
That's the lineup against Vice. The run it back is actually caught. He's going to go down on the response as well on the respawn there, but Steel ready to take on the challenge.
I don't know why, but I feel like I just don't believe you guys.
And more importantly,
I have to go check myself to see if it's on 2.06 or
What a
2.05.
burner there. Wow, some incredible stuff
Just sounds
going
weird.
on.
That one
I mean,
region
I
doesn't do it,
absolutely
but all the
love what
others
100
do?
Thieves
Like,
did
I don't
with
get it.
Hell right
Like, I
there,
don't get it.
especially the
That doesn't make
tie-in from
sense to me.
Nitro. Granted, it didn't
I don't
work
believe
out
any of you.
all that well, but he did get the info that was necessary for 100 Thieves to clear the area, and that was a really big deal. We saw Steel and Asuna have an amazing utility combo here.
Korea
with the
is
hot hands coming in,
2.05.
then the
Okay.
Nano Swarm
Okay, so
on
the
top
people
of
were just
that,
fucking
doing
with me,
even
I guess.
more damage to Ye, not able to get out of that hot hands and contest anybody. Some fantastic team play going on for these guys.
Coming down to the wire here now for ANDBOX, trying their best to work their way into it, as we can see a big investment coming in with even Spectres on a couple of players now too, looking at Mata and Boy. Early info once again due to the Aldrone, but you can see due to the gunpowder here, ANDBOX can't really reckon trying to play
It's
aggressive when it
2.07.
comes to B main
Oh, shit.
anymore. He works his way out.
Oh my god,
Nitro
C9 got
trying to
fucked.
take contact here, but like I said, nobody on ANDBOX wants the challenge. Eco trying to work out here too, but more just info. Now here comes the pressure. Up on Cat, Steel finds the first pick. Immediately a wild swing for Mata to try to make up for the loss, and it's not going to work. Steel finds that trade as well. Thieves working their way in here. Pre-plant to go in their favor, and Nitro immediately catching the flank from Ye due to
They're
the
getting
continued
friggin'
shrinkage. But look at this, it's
destroyed.
so smooth from Nitro. Locks onto the head of Seb to take him down also, leaving just Boy now in a 1v5. Pretty much an impossible situation. He'll do what damage he can here, but where does he even start?
It's like 100 Thieves are just so strong on the entry, and Nitro's there on the lurk just